Welcome, welcome everyone. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys can hear me because I think there's a sound issue. So in the chat, let me know if there's a sound issue. Let me just get my comment windows up. Oh, yeah. Hi, Henrietta. So yeah, sorry, let me know in the chat if there's a sound issue. I think I've got a technical problem on this side. Right, let's see who's checking in. Laura saying hi to Henrietta. Laura, hi. Welcome. I must be missing something there. But Laura saying that congratulations. Vida, hiya. Simply me, welcome. Portia, welcome. Let me know if there's an echo, Laura, or anyone in the chat. Just let me know if there's an echo. Welcome. Everyone's saying it's fine. Comfort Bellow. I've not seen your name before, so welcome to you. You've got to be a new listener or watcher, viewer, rather than listener. Sarah, welcome. Right, everyone says they can hear me well, so it's... Right, I'm going to take these headphones off because it's going to do my head in. Right, so everyone can hear me, so welcome. Sorry, happy Monday to everyone. Another line, let me come out of this one. A happy live to you guys. Hopefully you're having a good start to your week. It's wet in Luton. I was in North London this morning and it was wet. Awful, to be honest. All right, for you guys putting in the chat, thank you very much. Let me come out of this. I'm going to this one. So as usual, if you guys got any comments, any concerns about your theory test, driving lessons, driving tests, put in the chat. Let me answer it while we are live. For those of you that are new, welcome to you guys. Appreciate that. Sarah, wish you luck with that. If you've got any comments and concerns, put it in the chat. Let me clear that up for you before you go and take your tests. When did you say your test was? High noon tomorrow. Yeah, I wish you luck with that. Come back next week and let us know how it went. So let me come out of this one. Let me put this one back up. It's better. Finally passed my theory test after my second attempt. Congratulations on passing. And thank you for coming back and let us know. Before you sign off, let me know what your next step is, whether it's going to be driving lessons or you're looking to take a driving test and what part of the country you're at. Because I really want to know where you guys are at this precise moment. First time here, welcome, welcome. Ab says it's clear and crispy. In my headphones it wasn't, but as long as you guys can hear me, that's the main thing. I'm fine, Marion. Hopefully you are well. Thank you, Umotunde. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Caroline saying hello to everyone. Welcome, Caroline. Christine, welcome. Marion's just saying happy Monday to everyone. Thank you for coming back today as well. Congratulations on passing first time. Let me just give you your props. Let me take that out of the way. Yeah, so before you go, let me know what your next step is, whether it's going to be driving lessons. I want to know what you guys' next step is. not a problem. As long as you guys keep passing and letting me know how you guys are getting on, I'll make a good attempt to turn up, especially next year because it's almost end of the year. Just in case you guys, some of you wasn't here last week, just let you know the last live would be December the 18th, where I'm going to, let me come out of this, where I'm going to be, let's get rid of this, Ferris coach. So, sorry, the last live is going to be Monday the 18th of December. I am going to be setting the questions as well, so if you can turn up to that one, turn up. When I set the questions, I normally change the wording and change some of the answers that you don't see in the real test to make sure you guys are actually learning. I'm probably going to do a hazard perception bit, so it's probably going to be longer than normal. But we'll just have to see what my diary says leading up to that. But it would definitely be at 4:30 on the 18th, and it would be me setting the questions and thought-provoking questions for you guys. And hopefully I will return in the new year, resuming the lives as well. I'm actually working on a course for next year. Hopefully that'll be ready for next year. I've got some news, but I can't announce it just yet because I have to wait to dot the I's and cross the T's, so I can announce that next week for you guys if you guys are here as well. So that's what's happening with the channel. I am looking for volunteers for the channel as well, where you come on, not live, but it'd be recorded, where I'll just give you a short interview, ask you what your struggles with the theory test is, what's your motivation for the theory, stuff like that. And then we go and do a 20-question mock test, similar to what we're going to do today. And I'll give you a live coaching session. When I say live, it's live between us two, but it will be recorded and going out on the channel. So if you're willing to volunteer for that, drop me an email is your best bet, to be honest. An email, it's got to give a reason why you need help, because I am going to give you support as well. So it's not just about me filming you and leaving you. It's going to be filming you, coaching you, and then give you ongoing support by checking in on you, checking on your mock test and everything else. And if I have to phone you to talk to you and encourage you, motivate you, I will do that as well. So yeah, if you're interested in doing that, email info@drivingferryuk, same as the channel, so it's just info@drivingferryuk.com. And if you're in Discord or you want to join Discord, jump in there and send me a message in Discord as well. I'll put you on the list. There's about 15 people waiting to be filmed. So I'm hoping to do that over Christmas and New Year, ready to go out for the new year. So if you want help with your theory test and you want coaching as well, and you're willing to be filmed for it, let me know and I'll do that for you. Right, keep the messages coming in. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I wanted to start the overview of the theory test. So those of you that are new, I never assume that you know how the theory test works. So I'll give an overview of that, and it's 50-question mock test. If you're using the apps, you'll know that. So it's 50-question mock test. You need 43 out of 50 to pass that, and the questions are made up of the 14 categories. If you watch my videos, I always say study the categories, understand the question, understand the answers, and you have a better chance of passing. So the 50 questions is made up of the 14 categories. The time that you have to do the test is 57 minutes. To be honest, if you studied well, no one really takes 57 minutes, but if you have to take it, take it. There's no embarrassment in that. And like I said, you need 43 to pass that. Once you finish the questions, you click off, move on to the hazard perception, which is 14 videos. 13 of them have single hazard score, a maximum of 5. One of them's got a double hazard, which you score 2 5s. You need to average at least 3 across the board to stand a chance of passing, and you need 44 out of 75 to pass that. And there's no trick question. It's just the theory test is just worded badly. That's why I always say read the questions very carefully, read the answers very carefully. I will add as well, because this is I'm still getting messages from you guys, email and Discord. The questions are sampled questions on the apps. I'll repeat, They're sampled questions. They're not the real questions. So when you go for the real test, they be worded slightly differently, or there may be questions that you've never seen before. And that's why I stress that you understand what they are asking. So no matter how they word it, spin it, you're still going to have a better chance of passing. And that's why sometimes the questions sound like trick questions, because you just haven't seen them before and it's worded badly. Obviously, you're looking for the safe option when you're choosing your answers. It's always going to be about the safety factor. It's the same thing as your driving test. Control, safety is what the examiner looks for. The theory test is no different. The only difference is the theory test is black and white. It's always going to be safe. There's no in-between. So on your driving test, on driving lessons, there is an in-between. You just got to change the in-between to safety. And if it's not going to be a safe answer, it leads to a controlled answer or controlled outcome, which is normally motorways and your first aid, which is your DRABC on that one. And do not overthink it. The test isn't about you. It has to be a generic answer as well. So the test isn't about you. So don't overthink it. That's one of the worst things that you can do, is overthink the answer or overthink the question. If they only give you A, B, C as information, that's all you got to deal with. Don't start adding D and E into it. It's a different question, which means you're going to get a different answer. And do not make it personal. It's not about you. It's got to be a generic answer. So no matter who's taking it in what part of the country, it's going to be leading to the same answer. So that's the overview of the theory test. I'm just going to get rid of this. So let me lock that, get rid of that. And then I'm going to get rid of this coaching thing. There we go. Right, so let me just catch up with your comments. Let me come out of that and go into this one. Remember, if you guys got any questions, put in the chat so I can answer that. And my first driving lesson last Thursday, and he wants to take me on for Pass Plus after I've passed. Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Pass Plus is going to make you a better driver. Plus, it includes motorway driving. So, yeah, it's not a bad thing. So I'm glad the first lesson went well for you. For Hannah, welcome. Congratulations on passing first and foremost. Booked my driving test for May 24, couldn't find before. Right, Farhana, what you can do, now you've got a test booked, get rid of that. Once you've got a test booked, now if you're ready for a test, that is, I wouldn't try to move it forward if you're not ready. But if you are ready for the test, what you can start to do is every so often jump online and look for cancellations, which means you can move your date forwards. What I would do as well, if you're desperate to bring it forwards, is on a Monday morning at 6 a.m, the DVSA release new test dates. I know I'm talking about new test dates, which means it probably could be after May, but people are always looking to swap. So there's nothing wrong with jumping online on Monday morning, 6 a.m, and see if anyone's moving their test from an earlier date to a later date. So you can do that. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with you jumping online every so often, because you've got something solid to play around with, and hopefully you can move it forwards. But I will suggest only move it forwards if you are ready for a test, because you don't want to move it forward and then you're not ready. Vacity, I'm not seeing your name before, so welcome to you. Oh, well done to you. Passed your test, well done. Again, let me just give you your props on that. Again, let me know what your next steps are, whether it's going to be driving lessons or driving test, and what part of the country you're at. Did twice failed my weak points is motorways. Ab, if you failed, well, sorry to hear that you failed twice, first and foremost. If you failed twice, trust me, your motorway is not your weak point. Because there's no way, I'll tell you what you do, and I can prove my point. Look at your paperwork. Let me just put this back up. Look at your paperwork. You would have got at least 5 categories wrong. That's the reason why I say it's not to motorway. It's a combination of the categories that you got wrong. Then what you want to do is look at how many questions you got wrong in those categories. You need to restudy those categories full stop anyway. But the ones you got the questions mostly wrong in categories. So for example, let's just say it's 3 in road signs. You need to make sure that's what you need to study and bring that back up to speed. It's not just motorways alone. It's a combination of the categories you got. Unless you got 7 motorway questions, sorry, it would have been 8 motorway questions, and that's unlikely that you're going to have 8 motorway questions on a ferry test, considering it's 14 categories. So study, look at your paperwork. If you're at home, grab your paperwork now, and I guarantee you, put it in the chat. You got 5 or more categories wrong. That means knowing it. Hi, Angel, welcome. Going for the 3rd next month. When next month? Middle, beginning, middle, or end? No problem. Appreciate it. Are you guys having a conversation? That's nice. Silent, follow our kindly clarify if you need to rest. If you need to rest. Dyslexia is really bad today. Sorry, let me just read that again. I'm a silent from the kindly clarify please if you need to rest or not wait. Pull up and maintenance service. You can't rest on the motorway. You have to go to the nearest service station, which is where you get food or petrol. So you can't stop on the motorway. So just to clarify, you cannot stop on the motorway unless it's an emergency only. So hopefully that helps you out. Right, what I'm going to do is start the mock test. Congratulations, Fahana. What I'm going to do is start the mock test, and I'm going to still keep up with your chat. So, screen share. So those of you that are new, this is the way it works. We read the question. You've stopped at a pelican crossing. What should you do if a disabled person is crossing slowly in front of you and the lights change to green? This will be answer A. This would be answer B, this would be answer C, and this would be answer D. All you have to do is put the question number, in this case 1. If you think the answer's A, then you put 1A in the chat. The reason for that is because there's a delay between me, you, and YouTube, and coming back as well. So I want to make sure we're on the same question. This makes life a little bit easier. So type in the chat 1 and then whatever letter you think the answer is, and I will keep on looking at the chat. So if you've got any questions, keep popping them in. And I'm going to see if I can get my Pro mouse up. Hopefully you guys can see that. Right, that's better. Right, so where are we? Marion, I hope you do well in it. Hopefully you do well, but come back and let us know how you get on. Christina's new, so you're welcome. 5th of December. That's next week, Tuesday, I believe. Come back next week on the live. So what you want to do is study Vacity. What you want to do is study between now and next Monday. Any questions or concerns you have, jot them down. Come back next week, pull it in the chat, let me answer it for you so we can get this passed for you on next Tuesday. I'm glad you're finding them useful. Got another one on the 19th, so you got a few more weeks. Oh, the 18th, the live, the last live. So you can come back on the 18th. Again, drop any last minute questions you have in there, and hopefully we can get you a nice little Christmas present of a pass. Yeah, as I said, Fran, you can always try to bring it forward. I'm not saying you will get a chance, but you can always try to bring it forward. Let's see with number 1. We haven't started yet. Keep the chats coming. I'm going to see if I can find any of these numbers. 1B, got 1A. Right, most of you, there's a couple of you gone for 1A and most of you gone for 1B. Right, let's read the question. You stop at clicking across on what you do. Someone's gone for 1A, drive in front of them. That definitely can't be safe. It's going to be B, wait for them to finish crossing. That's always going to be the safest option. So, what would you do if you see older people crossing in the roads? I always suggest, for those of you that are studying, read the question, look at the image, because sometimes you can get some clues from the image, and then go to your answers. Hope you feel better soon, Mariam. To look after yourself. Caroline, I'm assuming you mean the questions. Yeah, I'm saving. I normally do it at the beginning of the month, so it normally would be next Monday. But I'm going to be doing it on the 18th as a Christmas special, and probably do, like I said, a hazard perception as well. Just do it all in one. So if you're around on the 18th, come and join. And hopefully the questions are thought-provoking for you. I can't find a date yet for driving theory. What era are you in that you can't find a date? Let me know what area you're in. Also, you don't have to do it in your area. You can do it in any area. So if your local test center has not got a date, choose the next one to you and the next one to you and keep going until you find one. It shouldn't be, I know there's in some places 3 or 4 weeks delay with the theory test, but outside of that, you shouldn't be waiting more than 3 or 4 weeks. There's a problem there if there is. So I would suggest trying a different area. Ab's giving you some information, Nelson. You failed your hazard perception 5 times. If you haven't seen my hazard perception video, I suggest you watch that. If there's still a problem after you watch that, send me a message. You should not be failing your hazard perception 5 times. That's just a lack of understanding. Right, sorry, what are we on 2? Right, here we go. 2C, the stuff come through. 2C, most of you are going for 2Cs. Blessing, welcome. Good wish. Didn't put a number. I'm assuming it's got to be 2C. But welcome, good wish. Life recaps. I like that. Life recaps. Someone's gone for 2A. All right, what's the question? Elderly people crossing. 2A. What's A? Wave. Right, it can't be 2A. Once you got wave in your answer, it's wrong. If you wave somebody on your driving test and wave somebody on your driving lesson, you're going to fail. It's almost an instant fail. So you cannot wave anybody across the road, especially as you're a learner driver being assessed whether you're safe or not. How can you tell someone else it's safe to go? What was the other one? C's. Be patient. Yeah, be patient. Allow them to cross in their own time. I will add, for a driving lesson and driving test, you're not in a rush. Definitely not in a rush. How can you avoid wasting fuel? So how can you avoid wasting fuel? What was the question about the green plate, Simply Me? Yeah, just let me know what the question was about. If you can remember it, what was the question about green plates? Please can you list the full? I'm not going to go through all 14 categories. If you go onto my channel, there's a playlist. There's 2 playlists. And the Study With Me series is done on the desktop app, which is what we're doing now. And it's got the 14 categories. It's got 20 question mock tests for each category. And if you go on to the Practice Makes You Better series, again, it's got 13 categories in it at the moment. The last category is going to be uploaded for this Thursday at 6 p.m. So if you go in there after Thursday, you'll have all 14 categories. The last category to be uploaded is vulnerable road users. I just filmed that, just edited that. But yeah, those 2 playlists will give you all categories. If you've got an app, go into the settings and it will give you all 14 categories in there. For me to list all 14, it's just not necessary at this point in time on the live. But yeah, app will give it to you. I've got playlists for both, for 2 playlists for 14 categories. Birmingham, Wednesday. Faye, I wish you luck with that as well. Again, if you've got any questions, any doubts, put it in the chat. Let me try and help you out. Yvonne, welcome back. Thank you so much for the passing theory test for 1560. Congratulations on passing. Again, please let me know what your next step is in terms of driving. Being on the motorway already, instructor said I'm allowed to drive with no shoe. Your instructor's brave. I would never let my people drive with no shoes because if you stub your toe, the first thing you're going to scream out in pain and not control the car. I personally wouldn't allow my people driving shoes. I wouldn't feel safe doing that. But every instructor is different. I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying they're wrong. It's something I'm being honest with. I wouldn't do. And I don't understand why you want to drive with no shoes anyway. You bong. It's not just Sunderland. It's everywhere. Trust me. Everywhere is struggling to find instructors because there's a lack of instructors. A lot of us left the profession during COVID and they've not been replaced, and that's the reason why. So it's not just a Sunderland thing, it's all over. No problem, I'm glad it helps. Samsung, I've not seen your name before, so welcome. All right, what are we on? 3. Let's see if we can find you guys. 3. There we go. 3C. C. Right, basketball lover, welcome back. Right, most of you are going for C's. Kai, I've not seen your name before, so welcome to you. Shiwanti, again, I've not seen your name before, I don't think. Sarah's going for double bubble, 2C, 3C, and Dutch is welcome. Most of you are going for C's. We'll see by having your vehicle serviced regularly. Yeah, having it serviced on a regular basis is going to save you fuel in the long run. What should you do when you park at night on a road that has a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit? So what should you do? Comfort, so is it advisable to be doing driving lesson and learning for at the same time? Comfort, There's no right or wrong way. If you can, I would always recommend, if you can afford to do the driving lessons while you're studying, to do both at the same time. Reason why is because you're going to be using the theory test on your driving lessons. So it's going to the theory is going to reinforce the driving, and the driving is going to reinforce the theory side of it. So you have a stronger chance of passing, but it doesn't mean to say you can't pass if you're not taking driving lessons. But I will say it again, if you can take driving lessons while you're studying for the theory, it makes a lot more sense. Not only that, once you pass the theory, technically you're not going to be far off from taking a driving test, rather than pass the theory, start from scratch with the driving, and that could be another 4 or 5 months, depending on how often you're having driving lessons. So hopefully that answers your question. Who's this? Navo. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Congratulations on passing as well. And thank you for coming back and letting me know that you have passed. Again, before you go, I want to keep a track. What's your next step? Driving lessons or driving tests? And what area are you in? The popular area at the moment is Scotland. And I think it's followed closely by Manchester. Preston, Lancashire. I think that's one of the first we've heard from Lancashire. I've just come straight from one of our London branches, North London. I was not working in my own branch, which is Luton. I've literally come straight in about 4:10. Had to set up. I had a technical issue, which I thought was a technical issue, sound-wise. So I didn't get time to change into my branded jumper. So it's just literally coming from work and logged in to get this up and running. That's the reason why. But I'm glad you noticed. Thank you. Mavis, I'm going to come back to that. I want to catch up with the numbers. 4. I'll come back to that, Mavis. Where are you guys? 4. Here we go. Right, I got 4C, A, C. Again, most of you are going for 4Cs. Right, most 4C, A, B, C, leave parking lot. So yeah, leave parking lights on. Again, the clue's right here. What should you do when you park at night and leave parking lights switched on? Is the answer you're looking for that one. When may you overtake another vehicle on their left? So when may, the key word there is may you overtake another vehicle on their left. Mavis. Your next, now you've got your provisional, your next step is theory test or driving lessons. You can take driving lessons while you're studying for the theory. You just can't take a driving test until you pass your theory. So your next step would be studying for the theory. That's your best bet. And then obviously look to take driving lessons. As I just mentioned before, if you can take driving lessons and doing the theory at the same time, that is a better bet for you. Especially if you've just got your provisional, it means you have no, I'm assuming you've got no driving experience unless you've been driving illegally, which I don't suggest you announce on here. So yeah, you're starting from scratch, but if you could do both side by side, that's your best bet. So hopefully that helps you out. Louisa, hopefully I'm saying that right. I've not seen your name before, so welcome to you. That's right, dry condition. If it's dry conditions, it's 2-second gap. Yes, you're correct. So it's 2-second gap if it's dry, 4 seconds if it's wet, and up to 10 times longer if it's ice and snow. So if you answer 2 seconds, you're correct. Hi, Kate. Hopefully you're well. That's not a problem. Hopefully you can hear the comment. If not, you can catch it on the live. 7th of December, which is next week. Hopefully you're ready for that, Kate. All right, what are you guys on 5? Let's find the 5s. There we go. 5, 5, 5. What's the first one? All right, here we go. 5B, B, B. Again, most of you are going for Bs. Consistent. Portia, your 4B just came through with the 5s. Oh, Portia, your 5B just come through with the 5s. All right, most of you are going for 5B. B. When a slower vehicle is travelling in the right-hand lane of a dual carriageway. When you're approaching a one-way slip road, will it be turning off when the vehicle's in front of the thing, turn left when there's up? When you're in a one-way street. Interesting. When may you overtake another vehicle on their left? When a slower vehicle is travelling in the right-hand lane on the dual carriageway. When you're in a one-way street. Right, the reason why I'm and ahhing about this is because sometimes they can give you this as the answer in the rule test. Because they're giving you this one, when the slower vehicle travelling in the right-hand lane. When a slower vehicle is travelling in the right-hand lane of a dual carriageway. I'm going to go for this one. But the reason, like I said, the reason why I'm and ahhing, because I do know they give you this answer sometimes, but because that one's there, this is a better answer than that one. And you can see me live struggling to answer a question. That's why I said read the questions carefully, read the answers carefully. Just showed you, see, it's wrong as well. There you go, wrong on live. When we go back, I'll check that one out. Like I said, it's a one-way street. See, live, getting it wrong. And I stress again, that's the reason why you read it carefully. Answer questions, read it carefully. That was me doing my test. To be honest, I would have flagged it and then moved back on. So you just seen it live for yourself. If I can get it wrong, so can you. Right, so number 6, you're traveling in the left-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway. How should you react to traffic joining from a slip road? So how should you react? Keep your comments coming. I'm trying to catch up with all of them. Why can't you drive without shoes? You can drive without shoes. It's just not safe to do without shoes. Because think about it, if you, someone's brought glass into your car, for example, or you go for the pedal quickly and you stub your toe, you're going to feel pain and you're not going to be focusing on concentrating on keeping the car safe. That's the reason why you should not drive in shoes. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying the reason why it's not safe to do it. It's about the consequences of having bare feet. That's the reason why. I'm in Bradford looking for driving instructor. Yeah, it's going to be, again, like I said before, it's going to be difficult to find. I know Bradford's one of the areas that have a lot of shortage of instructors. So hopefully you can find one. Terry. Good news says, is it possible to get a car and do learner's insurance and start driving pending when you pass your driving's test? Yeah, of course you can. You don't have to learn in an instructor's car. You can learn in anybody's car as long as it's got L plates on and it is insured for you to drive. But in saying that, I wouldn't be starting off in a car with no dual controls. I would get some experience first from a driving instructor and then do it that way. Because if you're about to crash, for example, and it does happen, and where people are about to crash, I've got the dual controls to either stop them, or I can grab the steering wheel to bail them out. But you can't do that in a car that's got no dual controls. Yeah, as I mentioned, if you're looking for driving tests, early driving tests, jump online Mondays 6 a.m. The DVSA release new test dates every single Monday, and then you can nip in there and grab one. All right, what are we on 6? Right, I've got A, D, right. Again, most of you are going for A's. There's a couple of you going for the D's. McDonald, Tennessee. I've not seen your name before, so welcome to you. Maybe for you, but maybe not for your instructor. In terms of that. A, you guys are going for A's. You're traveling left-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway. Adjust your speed or change lane. Yeah, keyword there, safely. It's got safely in it. It doesn't always work, but if it's got safely in the answer, it's likely to be correct. Your car requires an MOT certificate. When is it legal to drive it without an MOT certificate? Mariam, because the way I'm feeling, I really want to push my test. I'm assuming you mean you want to push it back. Sorry, Mariam, just remind me when you're testing. Well, you're talking about your theory test. I'm assuming you mean push it back. As long as you haven't reached the cancellation date, so it's 3 working days before. If you're not sure, the email they sent you will have the latest date you can cancel. So it's 3 working days before your date. If you haven't reached that, you can push it back without losing your test fee. But if it's within the 3 working days, then obviously if you don't turn up, you've lost your test fee. There you go, green plate electric. Yeah, but just be careful. There wasn't clarification on the question about green plates. Is it green P plates or green plates as in for electric? That's why you got to be careful with the wording of the question. So it depends on what green plate they are talking about. What are you guys on 7? I think I've done that one before, so congratulations on that. Right, so we're on 7, so let me find the 7s. Right, here we go, first slot, C's. Again, most of you are going for the same answer. Yeah, most of you are going for the same answer, C. What's C? When driving to an appointment at an MOT centre, correct. Why should you never wave people across a pedestrian crossing? I mentioned that slightly earlier. So why should you never wave people across a pedestrian crossing? Yeah, there you go. I'll tell you a little story. I passed, obviously years ago, in trainers. It took me about a year or so to get used to driving in shoes because I couldn't feel the pedal through the sole. I learned in trainers, couldn't pass in shoes. So every time I drove to work, I had to wear trainers to work and then change into my shoes at work. But cars have changed since then. You pretty much can feel the pedals and feel the movement of the cars, to be honest. Life is just a little bit easier. Yeah, automatic instructors even worse than manuals because there's less and less of them. I know the ones that I know are going to, instructors changing over to electric, and electric's automatic. So it's increasing slightly, but yeah, the automatic instructors are hard to find. I think probably harder than manual. What you on? Eights. There we go. Most of you, sorry, let me just start this. Most of you are agreeing on all the answers. 8C, 8C. Again, this test is similar to, it's not as easy as last week, but it's easier. Yeah, and that's the real reason another vehicle may be coming. What did you look out for? C, another vehicle may be coming. Is correct. But I will repeat, if you wave someone across the road and you're driving test or flash your lights to let somebody go, you're going to fail. Which instrument panel warning light would show that headlights are on main beam? McDonald, 30 tests on Saturday gone, just 2 days ago. When should I book another test? You should book another test when you've revisited the categories you got the questions wrong. So you're new here as far as I'm aware. The paperwork they gave you, as you scroll down, it will give you the list of categories you got questions wrong in. You need to revisit those categories, restudy those categories, and only when you're comfortable your knowledge is up to par, do some more 50-question mock tests to make sure that's not highlighted as a weakness, those categories, then book another one. Or you can book another one 3-4 weeks away and then put the work in, working up towards it. So you can go either way, but I would not dive into book another one not knowing how much studying you're going to give to it, because it's easy to come out and say, oh, I missed it by 2. Technically, you didn't miss it by 2. You got 8 questions wrong because it's a 50-question mock test. And when you go to take another test, it's a 50 different question mock test. That's the reason why you want to revisit the categories on that. So hopefully that helps you out. Maureen, thank you so much. Teacher, possible theory test on Friday with your support. God bless you. Well done for passing, Maureen, and thank you for coming back and letting us know. And before you go, could you please put in the chat what your next steps are? Driving lessons, driving test, or well, it's just driving lesson or driving test, sorry, or sorry, I knew there was something else. What area are you in? What part of the country are you at? What are you guys on? 9? First one out, simply me, 9. Okay, most of you going for the same answer. Glory, hallelujah. I've not seen your name before, so welcome to you. Yeah, most of you going for the same answer, A. Just in case you guys didn't know, that's your main beam, full beam. That's your indicators. That's your handbrake light. And that's your hazard light, which is in your car on the dashboard. And these are all show me, tell me questions for your driving test. For those of you looking to take a driving test at some point. What did we go for? A. What shape is a stop sign? Yeah, as long as you're within your cancellation date, you're free to change it as many times as you want. I believe the theory test. I think the driving test you can only change up to 3 times. Yeah, driving with no shoes, there's a risk to it. But like I said, it's not something I would do, allow my pupils to do. That is a good question. And can you drive in a practical test without shoes? I would put that down to the examiner, because it's whether the examiner is going to feel safe or not. Again, if I was an examiner, the answer would be no for me. But I think it's down to personal choice from the examiner's point of view. I don't think there's a hard, fast rule in the driving test, as far as I'm aware. But that will come down to the examiner's choice. Zima, welcome to you. 15th of December, so you've got quite a few weeks remaining. Yeah, watch the playlist. I would recommend watching the playlist, Study With Me or the Practice Makes You Better series. It gives you a head start with questions in those particular categories. Right, what are you guys on 10? Where are you? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Right, here we go. Caroline's first one out. 10. D. Caroline, 10. Right, D. Again, most of you are going for the same answer, which is, 10A, difference of opinion there. D. Right, what's the octagon, solid shape in the highway code, like it. These 2 signs don't exist, so you can get rid of those 2. And that's A's is order, as in red circles and no's. So yeah, octagon is the only shape in the highway code, like it. That's how you know it's a stop sign. When may you stop on urban clearway? So when may you stop on urban clearway? What do you mean by adverts? I don't understand. Please note adverts with your recommendations, if okay. I'm not understanding what you mean by adverts. Just clarify that for me, please, Vida. Has anyone got helpful resources from AA book for road signs and highway codes? What are you actually looking for from the resources? What information are you looking to get? And I'm able to help you out. Marion, look after yourself. You can always catch it on the replay. I don't take them down. So if you don't feel well, go and lie down and rest. Christmas is only around the corner. Save your energy. You can always catch it on the live. It's not a problem. I appreciate you being here. Oh, I see. Questions why? Are you a book reader? Do you prefer books? Or do you prefer apps? Because if you're not a book reader, don't get books. It's pointless. But if you are a book reader, then obviously go and get books because I'm not a book person. So me buying a book wouldn't benefit me, but everyone's different. So you need to ask yourself, why do you want to get a book? And what's the book going to give you that apps can't? And not only that, the apps are updated instantly. So if the fairy test changes in any shape or form, a question's added, a question's taken out, a row sign's added, a row sign's taken out, it's updated instant. Where a book, it gets redone every 2 years, just like the highway code. Right, what are you guys on 11? So be very careful for those of you that are studying with books as well. Make sure it's up to date. Right, again, most of you going for... Sport Dude 95, welcome to you. 11. Got me on my test. Right, let me... the answer is 11A, set down and pick up. Urban clearway is just a road they want to keep clear. It's nothing special. It's just a road they want to keep clear to keep the traffic moving. So you can set your passengers down, pick them up, but you cannot wait around for them. Right, A. Why are vehicles fitted with rear fog lights? So why are rear vehicles fitted with rear fog lights? First of all, you've got to ask yourself, you're getting 17 out of 20, which isn't a bad score. That's the first thing. And what are you using to get 17 out of 20? Because a book is not going to change that. If you're getting 17 out of 20 using apps, for example, you using a book is not going to change that fact because the information is in the books. If you get the 4-in-1 app, it's got everything in there for you. It's got all the road signs. It's got the highway code, which is which is the examiner's Bible when it comes to a driving test. You buying a AA book, for example, is not going to change the fact. The 4-in-1, that's why I recommend it, gives you everything you need to know. The highway code and other bits and pieces as well as the app. So, what are you using to study? Put it in the chat, let me know what you're using to study. If it's the 4-in-1, you don't need anything more, trust me. Congratulations today and welcome. Thank you for coming back to the live today. Couldn't have been that much confused. You got 61 out of 75. That's a good score. All right, let me know what you're going to do next. Driving lessons or driving test, and let me know what part of the country you're at. Joy, welcome. Right, I think I'm up to date with the chats. Oops. For me, my first time here. Good evening. Welcome to you for me. Right, what are we on? 12. Let me see. 12. Are you guys coming through with the 12s? Yes. Difference of opinion. One's gone for 12B, 12C, 12B. The majority of you gone for... Oh, another difference of opinion. So it split you. B's and C's. Why are vehicles fitted with rear fog lights? The majority of you gone for B's, but quite a few of you gone for C's as well. Okay. Rear fog lights. What was it? B's and C's. B, to make them more visible in thick fog. To make them more visible when driving at high speeds. Yeah, it's not going to be C because you're driving at high speeds first and foremost. And then the key word or the clue why are vehicles fitted with rear fog? It's got fog in the question, and you're looking for something that's going to tell you it's got fog in the answer. So that's the reason why it's that one. When should you update your vehicle registration certificate, otherwise known as the V5C document? I maybe have missed one of your comments earlier because you got all the information on the highway code and road signs. The highway code is for every road user, whether you walk, cycle, horse ride, is for every road user. I'll definitely read the driving section because obviously you're taking the car theory test. But again, I would suggest if you haven't downloaded it and apps is all right for you, download the 4-in-1 driving test success app because it's got everything in there plus the highway code. Omrin Solar, hopefully I'm saying that correct. Did my test on Saturday. And again, thank you for coming back and letting me know. And please let me know what your next steps are. Driving tests, driving lessons, and what part of the country you at. Yes, the app is laser focused for the theory test. As much as I say, get as much knowledge as you possibly can. I would love you guys to read the books, but you can get distracted by it. The apps are designed to be laser focused for car tests, if that's what you're taking. Obviously, if you're taking HGV, you would use the particular section for that. It's laser focused. That's the reason why if you download an app, paid app, by the way, $4.99, you shouldn't have too much problems. It's got everything in there that you need, providing you know how to use it. Okay. Reading driving is somewhere I used to sleep whenever I read the book when Dorian came across. Thank you for that, appreciate that. Yeah, so use the 4-in-1 kit. Got no problems. You got all the information to hand. You just need to get the 3 marks that you're looking for. But again, don't stress if you're not getting 70, sorry, if you're not getting 20 out of 20. Some of you guys stress too much about not getting the maximum score. It sounds silly because you really want the maximum score. The point is that you are passing on a regular basis. It means your knowledge is pretty strong there. I'm not saying you're going to guarantee to pass, but even if you got 100% out of 100% for all the questions, all the categories, there's no guarantee you're going to pass. The reason why, as I keep saying, the questions are sampled questions. You go in there, you may get 4 or 5 questions that you've never seen before. You may get 4 or 5 questions that's worded slightly different because it's not the real test. And that's what you guys need to remember. It's not the real test. So you're trying to grasp the understanding in terms of safety. In terms of safety when you're doing this. So don't stress over if you're not hitting your 20 out of 20 on your road signs. But as long as you're passing mock tests as well, you don't want to go in there failing mock test after mock test, because that's going to make you panic when you go in there. Sorry, I'm trying to read your comments. Right, 13. Right, yeah, I'm on 13. Right, D. And again, most of you are going for the same answer, so it's all D. There is no difference of opinion, I don't see. All right, D, when you move house, yeah, just like anything, when you move house, you've got to update the relevant authorities. This is one of them that you need to just change your address on it. They can ask the same question, similar question. Moving house is not an option. It will be health reasons. What should you do if your vehicle has a puncture on the motorway? So what should you do? My life, you just similar to what I just said. If you're getting 43, as long as it's 43 on a regular basis, that's the minimum mark, obviously. As long as you're getting 43 on a regular basis, it means you can take a test. It doesn't mean you're going to pass it, but it does mean you can take a test. Give it examples. In my classes every week, do pupils get 50 out of 50? No. Do they start passing Wednesday, Thursday because they're tested on Friday or Saturday morning? Yes. Do most of them go on to pass? Yes. But obviously they've got me to coach them during the week. That's the difference. So you getting 43 out of 50, one occasion, two occasions may not be enough, but at least you're getting the pass mark. So you just need to get regular, because you said your test is on the 18th. Let me just put your comment back up. You said your test is on the 18th. So you got another, 3 weeks to keep studying and keep getting 43 or more. And it does mean you can take a test, but it doesn't say it's guaranteed for you to pass. That's the main thing. Sanya, what issues are you having with hazard perception? There's lots of issues that you could be having, so you need to let me know what issues you are having. 14. Wow, God, you guys type so fast. Right, here we go. Caroline, 14D, right, with D's. Again, most of you are going for D's. It's pretty consistent. Loveth, not seen your name before, so welcome to you. Right, what was it, D? What should you do if you have a punch out? Pull up on the hard shoulder or emergency refrigerator and call for... Yes, safest option. It's also illegal to change your own tyre in real life. I'm talking about. You can't change your own tyre. If you've got a spare, you still need to call for help. Because you're on a 70-mile-an-hour motorway, obviously, it's dangerous to change your own tyre. You're driving on a motorway at night. Keyword there's at night. Which light should you have on if there are other vehicles just ahead of you? If you watch my videos, you know my answers on that one. And I'll give you a little clue. It's a bog standard light question. Please do an in video for practical. Yes, YouTube. And you're looking for Clearview Driving School. I recommend her. Her channel's really good. I think it's DG Driving School. He does a lot of mock test videos. He's good. Driving School TV is another one. And there's another one that I can't remember the name of. But yeah, if you type in driving lessons on YouTube, you get quite a few of those. But those are the three that I would recommend. They do good tutorials, and I know them as instructors. They are very good. So yeah, I'll recommend those guys. I don't think so much. I passed my theory test last week. Couldn't practice mock test good enough. I saw all your study series, which helped me, I believe. Yes, thank you, RM, for coming back and letting me know again. I appreciate that. Again, I'm going to put this comment back up. What he said there, I've getting a lot of information of a lot of people messaging me saying the same thing. They didn't get a chance to do a mock test. They didn't get a chance to do the app. They watched the videos, the Study With Me series and the Practice Makes Me Better series, and they've gone on to pass. The only, as much, I'm glad that you guys are passing using the training material that I've put up there, but I will still see you guys use the app to fill in other gaps. Because remember, you're going to use this knowledge for your driving lesson. And I don't want you guys parked up at the side of the road discussing with your instructor bits and pieces about the theory when you've really passed it. Because remember, if you passed it but your theory's still weak, you're still going to be sitting at the side of the road discussing something that you've really passed. So yeah, I appreciate you coming back and letting me know that you use just my training material, but a lot of people are saying that. But I still like to see you guys use the app and get more knowledge. So when you take your driving lessons, you guys are just driving. As an instructor, I don't like sitting at the side of the road having to talk theory. I'd rather just drive. But if I have to fill in the knowledge for you guys to become better drivers, then I have to sit at the side of the road to explain the theory side of it. 15. Caroline's first through. Simply me. Again, most of you are going for the same. Basketball lover, yeah, 100% correct. If it's a bog standard light question, it's always going to be dipped headlights or headlights. They can drop the dipped part and it makes it look different, but it's the same. If it's any other information, or sorry, any other lights they want, they're going to have that information in the question. So if it's going to be about fog, it's going to be fog lights. It's going to be about country lanes with no lighting. It's going to be main beam and so on and so on. So they will give you the information in the question. Bog standard, dipped. Interesting studs. Where would you find green reflective studs on the motorway? So where are you going to find the green reflective studs on the motorway? Basketball lover, what you want to do, right? First of all, congratulations on passing the mock test on a regular basis. So you're getting a 49 out of 50. The hazard perception, you're saying you're getting ones and zeros. You can still pass with ones and zeros. So the question I've got to ask you, are you passing with these ones and zeros? That's the first thing. And then what you want to do, when you finish the video clip, go back and review it and see where you've clicked, whether it's too early or too late, so you can get that understanding of the timing. What some of you guys do with the theory side of it, sorry, the hazard perception side of it, is you just see the score 0, 1, 2, failed, and then try it again. What you want to do is review, again, if you're using the apps, I'll stress this again, if you're using the apps, you can review the individual clips to see roughly where you are clicking, whether it's too early and too late, so you can work out the timing. So review the clips if you're getting ones and zeros. But you can still pass with ones and zeros as long as it's not too many. Yeah, my life, you've got to keep practicing. You've got to keep practicing because you're getting 49 out of 50 on the app itself, there's 779 questions, I believe. You're getting 50 out of the 779 questions. And sometimes the way the app is, it doesn't show up all the questions. So if you keep doing 50 questions, for example, you're not going to get 50 different questions. So you need to keep practicing as much as you can. So hopefully the questions that's not being shown starts to get shown and it gives you a better chance of passing full stop. So always keep practicing. And we are on 16. Caroline studied on the app. Yep. All right, got 16B. And again, most of you can correct answer, I think. 16. Reflective studs. No, reflective stud green, reflective. Right, again, most of you gone for B. Oh, someone's gone for A. Faye's gone for A. Patricia's gone for A. Right, most of you have gone for B's and some of you have gone for the A's. Let's just see what A is. Between the hard shoulder and the carriageway. Between the hard shoulder and the carriageway is red. And it's B, the green is for your slip roads to go on and go off. What should you do when you're following a motorcyclist along a road that has poor surface? Well, that's up to date, I believe. Caroline, changing your tire, does that mean the same on a normal road when you pull over? I am assuming you mean when I talked about the motorway questions, it's illegal to change your own tire on the motorway. The reason why it's illegal on the motorway because it's 70 miles an hour. Someone hits you at 70 miles an hour, that's it, your history. On a normal road, you can change it as long as it's in a safe place to change it. So you can change your own tire on a normal road, but not on a motorway. What link was that? Oh yeah, Mary, yes, sorry, yeah. I get so much emails, I can't keep track of what does what, yeah. Oh yeah, use the link. The right time to click and how many times you are permitted to click when you see a hazard. There is no... First of all, let me just tackle this. The right time to click and how many times. No one knows how many times per video because every video has different amount of hazards. So for example, if one video's got 5 hazards and allowed you to click 20 times, for example, and another video's got 2 hazards, you can't click 20 times because it doesn't tally. If you're worrying about how many times to click, you are going to struggle with your hazard perception first and foremost. You should not be worrying about how many times you click. If you click on the problem, then it won't be too many times unless you click 5 or 6 times on the same problem. I've got a video on my channel, hazard perception is about 20 minutes long, and it goes into details. It gives you examples of clicking too many times, counting when to click and how to click. Watch that video. If you're still struggling after watching that video, send me a message and I'll try and sort you out. Caroline Garcia, passed on my... I'm just going to say, passed on my ride theory test. Is that your bike theory test you're talking about? But congratulations on passing. Main thing anyway. Congratulations on passing. 47 scores on both. Wow, hazard perception, you just scraped it, but a pass is a pass. I'll accept that. And we on 17. Let me find the 17s. Here we go, first one. Right, again, most of you are going for the same answer. Right, most of you are going for the same answer. Right, D, allow extra, yeah, it's going to allow extra room just in case there's circuits, poor road surface. At an incident, someone is suffering from severe burns. How can you help them? Interesting one. Not many people do, Caroline. I've still seen people actually changing their tyres, which is totally dangerous. Basketball lover. Question about looking. Right, it's a mouthful. Right, let me try and explain this. Hopefully this makes sense across camera. Right, question about low gear, high gear for downhill or wet roads. Should you use low gear? Right, let me deal with that. Wet road questions for gears don't come up on the theory test. Because a gear is a gear whether it's wet or dry. Wet is going to be 4 second gap or double. That's that. They're talking about distance when it comes to wet roads. In terms of gears, they talk about uphill, downhill, which you got in the first part. So low gears, which is 1 and 2, are power gears, drive the car at slow speeds. 3, 4, 5, and 6 are weaker gears, drive the car at higher speeds. So low gears are power, so you're going to need power gears to go uphill. So if a question comes up on the theory test, it's a power gear to go uphill. It's a power gear to go downhill because you're going to control the speed with engine braking. So let me just repeat that. Power gear for going up, 1, 2. Power gear for going down, 1, 2, because you've got engine braking going down. Moving off, the other part you got to that, fixed snow. Ice and snow is the highest gear possible because it's weak. The reason why you want a high gear because you don't want power. Think about it, if you had ice or snow outside your house and you try to sprint straight away, your feet's going to be doing that. So you want the weakest gear possible so you don't have wheel spin. Hopefully that answers your question. And sorry, I just saw the last bit. Neutral, don't use neutral gear long. Yeah, you mustn't drive in neutral while the car's in motion. It's a lack of engine braking. You are going to coast at some point, or you're going to be in neutral when you change gears, but you can't be in there for too long because the car will pick up speed. So hopefully that answers your question. If it doesn't, just let me know in the chat and I'll try a different way of explaining it. 18. Again, most of you going for the same. All right, I'm with you about theory test. Okay. There's a lot of people on the channel going from car and then doing their bike test. You guys are brave riding bikes. Caroline, what part of the country you took it take your bike test? What part of the country are you going to be riding in? If it's London. Right, most of you gone for C's. Douse the burns with clean, cool water. Douse means pour, basically. The full answer for this, and again on the theory test I can ask you this, douse the burns with clean, cool water for at least 20 minutes. If they ask you how long is 20 minutes, and then wrap it in cling film to keep it moist is the full answer to this question. Can you guys see that one? Yeah. Where would you find these road markings? Right, so I think I'm up to date. 19. First one now is ab. Okay, where are you? Here we are. Again, most of you gone for the A's, Porsche. Oh, 19B. A. And the majority of you gone for A's. There you go. And it's a mini roundabout. That's a mini roundabout. Never going to be the motorway. And you can tell it's a circle, so it's a roundabout. That's a little clue for you there. And that's the reason why I say, Caroline, keep studying, because it's going to be questions that you will never have seen in the app before. And that's why you just need to keep taking mock tests. That's why I said if you study the categories, you're going to cover every 779 questions. But if you do mock tests, you're only getting 50 out of the 779 questions. There's going to be at least 100 to 200 questions that you may never ever see within the app. And that's why I stress that you guys do each category in turn, that you cover every single question no matter what. All right, this one. It's 20, basketball lover is 20 minutes. And that's a good point as well that you just put in there. Your comment, if an accident victim has a burn, you should try and cool it with clean, non-toxic liquid for at least 10 minutes. Right, just to add to that, the last question was talking about water. Sometimes they don't give you the term water, they give you non-toxic fluid or non-toxic liquid, which is water. They can use water in the real test, or they can use non-toxic liquid or non-toxic fluid. But basketball lover is 20 minutes. With first aid, depending on what industry you're in, they can give you different time scales. The theory test will say 20 minutes. For example, I'm qualified as a football coach. It's a different time scale. I know other people in different health and safety aspects, it's a different time scale. It's weird how first aid doesn't tally across the board. So it depends on what field you're in, we'll give you that information. But for the theory test, it will be 20 minutes. Oh, Ilford, Upminster, okay. I've not been there for a little while, so I don't know what the traffic's like. But yeah, you're braver than I am doing bikes, but congratulations. Right, 20. And then we got a D. Oh, this is split most of you. C, C, D, B, C, all right. Got another D. Again, I stress, do the category, that way you're going to come across every single question. Don't leave it to chance. That's your best bet. Unless you're in a rush to take your theory test, you already got one booked, because the categories can take a while, but at least your knowledge is going to be strong. Right, most of you are going for C's. Some of you are split on it, but most of you are going for C's. Angel splitting her bet, she got 20 BC. You know, in a real test, Angel, you can only go for one answer, right? All right, what are we looking at? What does this sign mean? C, vehicles may park fully on the verge. You guys are going for C. All right. It won't let me go back to the wrong question. Let me come out of that. But that's the question that was wrong. Like I said, I was umming and ahhing about it's the one way. It was a one-way street answer, because when you go on one way, you can pass either side, left or right. The question from memory said, when may you pass on the left? So pass traffic that's passed on the right. We all went for traffic moving slower. That's a circumstance. The traffic's going slowly, so you can pass on the left. In a one-way street, you can legally pass on the left because they're all going one way. So it's the safest option because you're all going the one way. That's the reason why the answer was what it was. But as I said, it's just me picking the wrong one. And that's how the test can happen. You just pick a wrong one on the day. But that's life. Don't cry over it. Just learn from it. Let me just see if you guys have got any more questions in the chat. Let me come out of this one. Hold on a minute. This one. Thank you for the videos and to save about the app. No problem, Caroline. You're welcome. It's my first time here. I'm going to do my favorite test. I'm good and hazard, but I'm bad with the right signs. I've got 39. I've got 69. Right, if you've got 69 that has perception, that's 69 75. That's a really good score. And on the real theory test, the hazard perception slightly slower, and they're all CGI clips. So you shouldn't really be going backwards on that. With road signs, again, you guys are getting hooked up on one category. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, based on your question, my theory test, I'm bad with road signs. Right, if you're bad with road signs, do it as an individual category. So go through the road signs. Road signs is massive. I just done, like I said, doing a course, and it is 133 questions. So the road signs is the biggest category on the theory test. It's 133 road signs that they show you. So you can do it as an individual category and then go back to doing mock tests. On the rule test, remember the 50 questions is made up of the 14 categories. So you may only get 2 road signs. But what you don't want to do is neglect the other categories. So you go there studying for the road signs, you only get 2 road signs, but you've neglected 3 or 4 other categories, which means you're still going to fail anyway. So your knowledge has to be strong across the board. That's the only reason why I'm saying don't get hung up on a particular category. I'm weak on this particular category. Unless you're acing every other category, then fine. But there's nothing wrong with taking the road sign category out and just isolating that, study that, then take your mock test, and then see what your weakest category is, and then study the weakest category from there. So hopefully that makes sense. Bully for you, simply me. Road signs is, again, study with me series. I've done the 20 question mock test on the road signs, explain what the shapes mean, colors mean, and practice makes you better series. Again, same thing. That's a 30 question mock test using the app. Same thing, explain what colors are, shapes are with that. But if you really want help with road signs and you're willing to be filmed, I'll definitely help you out. Come on, be filmed, and I'll give you the coaching that you need for the road signs. Show off. But congratulations. No problem, Vida. I'm glad you learned something out of it. No problem, Caroline. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks, Portia. Whose resolution, yours or theirs? On the, if you're talking about the rule test, it's all CGIs. On the app, you got a combination of what they call CGIs and real life clips. The real life clips are hard to see. They're really poor. But the CGIs are clearer. On the day of the test, it's all CGIs. There's no real life clip. So the resolution is good on the real test. No problem. No problem in my life, but keep practicing. Caroline's got 18 out of 20. Well done to you. Yes, 21st. First of all, what I'm about to say, you can watch the video. I think it's a 2-minute video. On my channel, look for motorway studs on my channel, and it breaks it down. On motorway, if you read the RWA on motorway, it gives you the studs in the correct order. So when you spell motorway, R is on the left, so that's your left studs red. W's in the middle of the RWA, that's white, and amber's on the right of the RW, which is your amber studs. RWA lanes. The slit roll question we had is not a lane, so you know it's green automatically. But if you want confirmation of what I'm said and visual, watch the video. It breaks it down in a little bit more detail. 2-minute video. No problem. Yeah, on the app it is, but not on a real test. They're all clear, crystal, and it's slightly slower than the real app on the app. I love that. Tracy, I haven't seen your name on there, Tracy. Well done to you for turning up. Oh, you just passed your theory test as well. Oh, well done to you, Tracy. Thanks for coming back and letting me know. Oops. No problem. Patricia. Hopefully you feel better, Marion. Take care of yourself. And thank you for staying to the end, by the way. No problem, Varsity. Hopefully I'll come back next week. Thank you for your Matilda, well done for passing. Thank you for coming back and letting me know. Faithful. Again, new name there that I've not seen before. Congratulations on passing. No problem. But like I said, if you watch the video, it keeps it simple, and hopefully you won't forget that. And if they give you the question about studs on the rule test, it's got motorway in front of you on screen anyway, so you don't have to spell motorway. It's right there in front of you. Basketball love, you don't need to remember the speed limits, stopping distance. They're taking it out of the test. That's no longer in the test anymore. All you need to know is dry, 2-second gap, wet, 4-second gap, or double, and ice and snow is up to 10 times longer. They do not ask the stopping distances anymore. So you're laughing. Do you have any plans for driving lessons? Thanks. Do I have any plans for driving lessons? I didn't mean giving you driving lessons. I'm a driving instructor. I do lessons every week, but I do courses. I do intensive courses. So I'm literally fully booked up, if that's what you mean. But I don't do individual driving lessons like a normal instructor. It's intense Monday to Friday is what I do. No problem, appreciate the words. Caroline, thank you. I wish you luck on Wednesday. Yeah, I wish you luck. Come back next week and let us know how you got on. Comfort, thanking you. Novots, hopefully I'm saying that right, butchering your name. Thanks. Basketball lover, thank you for teaching and sharing. No problem. Blessings, thanking you. Terry, thanking you. God, there's so much of you saying thanks. Thank you, Patricia. Appreciate that. Yeah, 47 out of 50. 57 has a perception. No problem. Oh, driving lessons through videos. That's something I wanted to do this summer, but the demand is for mock tests and theory tests, so I've not got time to go and film. Hopefully, some point next year, I may get around to doing driving lesson videos. That's what I would love to do, but the demand on the channel is to do theory side of it, so I'm giving you guys what you guys want. So unfortunately, not at this point in time. And I'm also, like I said, I'm working on a course to even help you guys more with that. No, the doctor's got nothing to do with it. It's the DVSA. What I would suggest you do is go to, I'm assuming you're going to Specsavers or one of the opticians, and that's how you know it's declining. Because you can get a letter from them to say it doesn't affect you driving, and then you can let the DVSA know. And then because you got the official letter, they won't revoke your license. But if you go to them without any confirmation, they may put restriction on your license until you get more confirmation from your opticians. So that's the first port of call. Let me just repeat that because I'm waffling. Opticians first, get a little confirmation to say that you can still drive with your vision, and then let the DVSA know that in the letter your optician said it's still safe for you to drive. That's the best way around it. Yeah, the playlist gives you a head start with mock test, and with each category. So how long can I book for my theory test when studying? You can book your theory test at any stage that you feel that you're ready, as long as they've got a date. I hope so. I hope that you pass as well. There's two ways around it. You can either book in advance. So let's just say, for example, end of December, and study up to then to get ready for it. And if you're not ready, you can always cancel. Or the other way is get ready first and then book. The choice is yours. I would personally get ready first and then book it, because at least I'm ready and there's no pressure. But like I said, if you book it in advance, then you're going to have to work towards it. And what normally happens is that you're not ready, but you still want to take it anyway, and then you fail it, and it's a waste of $23.50. I'm not guaranteeing it's going to be in the summer. I'm going to try and get out in the car and do some stuff in the summer. I did some not test route videos, but I didn't do any driving lesson videos. I would love to do that and keep that simple, similar to the way I do the theory side of it. But it's time. Yeah, just do the categories. There's no rush. If you're doing the apps, there's no rush to be ready. Just do the categories, take your time, understand it. And then every so often you can take a mock test to see if it's paying off. Right, that's the last one on there. So I'm going to wish you guys a safe week. For those of you that's got a theory test this week, wish you luck with it. Let us know next week by coming back. Have a safe week, study well, and I shall catch you next Monday at 4:30 p.m. Have a safe week, guys.